Pasta has to be the ultimate midweek meal. It's quick to cook and I have an ultimate mushy roast garlic and cherry tomato pasta I'm going to show you how to make. It starts off by cooking my pasta in a big pot of water. When you're cooking your pasta, you need to make sure you salt it up, so get lots of sea salt going in there. I'm using some whole wheat penne pasta. You can use spaghetti, you can use those little bow ties, you can use whatever pasta you fancy. And I'm using whole wheat because I like the texture, I like the taste, it's good. So straight into the water, that's gonna cook off. Now this sauce does take a little bit longer, so if you're making this in real time, make sure you have your tomatoes and onions and garlic roasted off beforehand. But because I have one I've made earlier, we're gonna crack on with our sauce. So I have these cherry tomatoes, which I'm just slicing in half. This is exactly what you're looking for. A nice open-faced cherry tomato, which looks beautiful, is gonna caramelize up and become deliciously sweet. Cherry tomatoes are looking good, and now it's time for the onion. With your onion, make sure that you have your root intact because this is gonna hold the shape on your red onion. So slice it down, and then you wanna take it in sort of quarters is what you're looking for. And these are gonna roast off. They give a lovely sweetness alongside that cherry tomato. With your garlic, you want to expose the cloves. So take a sharp knife and then just cut straight down the center. And by doing this, your whole head of garlic gets exposed and they are gonna roast off. It looks like a lot of garlic here, but they are gonna roast off, become deliciously sweet and really mushy and tender, and they bring this sauce all together. So place them in your baking sheet like this. I'm gonna tumble in all those lovely tomatoes in and around. To bring all that sweetness together, I've got some balsamic vinegar, so just pour that all the way over. You want about 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar over here. And when that roasts down, the intense sweetness is just so awesome, so please don't skimp on your balsamic vinegar. Also go in there with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, or just normal olive oil will do. And then we're gonna finish it off with a good sprinkle of sea salt and a tiny touch of some black pepper. So give it a good crack of black pepper, and then I like to do what I call the mushy garlic and tomato sauce shake. Give it a little shuffle, give it a little shake. So this is now ready to go into the oven, 200 degrees Celsius. It's gonna cook off for 35 to 40 minutes until your tomatoes are nice and caramelized, your roast garlic is tender, and also your onions are a little bit mushy too. Off it goes to the oven. Now, in the oven, I do have one that I have prepared earlier. It's been roasting off. This is where the action comes together. Tasting one of those beautiful roast cherry tomatoes is like a sweet, and they're so good, and that's why this sauce comes together so well. But right now you are left with something that looks a little bit charred, a little bit burnt, but stick with me. This is going to be the basis for the most ridiculously delicious pasta sauce. So with those garlic cloves, if they're not too hot, you want to squeeze them out and squeeze any of that mushiness. And now, using the back of a fork, we're going to get in there and we're going to mush all of this together. So it's mushing time. Once you have a kind of rough, mushy sauce, you are in business. So my pasta should be cooked at this point. So it's looking pretty good. And actually, I'm gonna use some of that starchy pasta water to bring this sauce together. So just take a ladle full of this water and pour it over that wonderful sauce. And in the meantime, I'm gonna drain off my pasta and then bring everything together. Okay, pasta is drained off, looking good. I'm gonna give this mixture just a last little mix through it. That little bit of pasta water just helps any of those kind of little stuck bits at the bottom start to become a really rich and dark sauce. So this is looking absolutely fantastic right now, and this is my favorite bit. Once you have all that flavor in the base of the pan, it's time to get in there with the pasta. So I have my whole wheat pasta going straight in here. Boom, bada boom. Now it's time to build on the flavor, so I have some Parmesan cheese. Give that a good generous grating over the top. We're also gonna hit it with some basil and then just a last little sprinkle of sea salt and black pepper. And then just break in some of these basil leaves, and what will happen is they'll just start to wilt down into that tomato sauce and you'll be left with something spectacular. So you get completely coated in all that wonderful pasta and the sauce. And if you wanted to go the extra mile, at this point you could stick a load of cheese over the top and stick it back in the oven and you would have the most beautiful pasta bake. But for me, this is all you need. We're gonna serve this up. Just take some of that pasta and stick it straight in the plate. Finish it off with a last bit of Parmesan cheese, and that is a rocking little pasta dish that I hope you'll give a go. If you're looking for more pasta inspiration, check out my pasta playlist and you'll see lots more delicious recipes. If you want the recipe for this fantastic pasta, you can check it out in the box below, and there's a link to my website where you'll get the full details. But right now, I think I need to try some. So I'm gonna grab a fork and try some of those lovely tomatoes, the Parmesan cheese. Oh, I mean, you can have just your regular old tomato sauce, but where it's at is those dark flavors where they've roasted off in the oven until they become caramelized and sweet. There's so much going on in this sauce, and I really hope that you'll give it a go. If you like this fantastic recipe, make sure to like, subscribe to this channel for lots more delicious recipes, and leave us a comment in the box below telling us your favorite pasta. And until then, we will see you soon.